Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are diving into one of the most powerful building blocks for modern web apps, that is called form component. If you have ever wondered smoother navigation, instant UI updates, and better loading experience when dealing with forms, you are going to love this. We will look at how it works under the hood, how it enhances native HTML forms, and how it helps with things like prefetching, client-side transition, and showing real-time loading update. So make sure you check around this till the end. Let's level up your game. Let's move on to the Visual Studio Code. Before this, we are going to move to the browser and I am going to show you what we are going to do in this particular video. So let's move on to the browser. So here you can see that you have you have on the localhost we have the home page, and after visiting localhost 3000 /product db, you have the product listing page. So what we are going to here, you have two products in this listing page. So what we are going to do in this video, that we are using the form component and creating the first functionality by adding the form component on the home page. So here we are adding the form component, and after click on first, it will fetch the first product on the product listing page. So let's do this particular thing. So let's move on to the Visual Studio Code to implement the form component in Next.js. So for this, we start building this form component. So now here you can see that we are on the VS Code. First of all, we need to set up the loading state for the product DB folder by creating the loading.tsx file. So for this, go to the product-db, and in this we are creating in the new file with the name loading.tsx. So let's type this. So we are type loading.tsx, and in this we are creating the React component by creating our export default function loading. And in this we are passing the div to it, and in that div we will write loading product. Okay, so this is the simple React component which we have called. Now after creating this loading stage, so we can define the first component. So for this we need to create a separate file for this. So for this, we are go to the component folder, and inside this component folder, we are going to create a new file with the name first.tsx. So let's create that. So click on new file, first, and type the name first.tsx file. And enter this, we are also going to create a function. So the first component, so let's create that export default function search, and enter this, we have all of the stuff too. So what we are going to return that inside this, we have two things. One is the input field for the first bit, and second is the button. Okay. So for this, we are going to add so for this we are going to create a form for this. So let's create that. So we can use export. So we can use not this. We can use. So we can type export constant. And we can type effort. This is an arrow function we type, and inside this, inside return, we can pass a form element to it. So for this, we just only in order to save the time, I just copy it. So here you can see that I have added the form code over here. So inside this, we need to import the form element from the next form. Let's import that. Import form from next plus form. Okay. After that, here you can see that we have first of all formatted this word so that it can be visible in a proper manner. So here you can see that we have a form action. We have a form. After this, we have an action which is going into a product DB page. Then we have a input type field, name query, and inside that we have a submit button. All this is we mentioned already over here, and we have imported the next form. So let's add this particular search form on the home page. So in order to add this search form from the component to the home page, we have to go to the app folder, and inside that we go to the root of the page.tsx file. So here we are going to add the search form on the home page. So after the main tag before the image, so we can call search and press enter over here, and you can see your search component will be added on the home page. So let's move on to the Visual Studio Code to see how search form visible on the home page. So here you can see your home page is visible. So here you can see first product and submit button over here. So let's type something like we type product and press submit over here. So when you submit you see that loading and it will be redirected to the product DB page. You in the between you also see the loading.tsx file content which have written loading product. So for the loading which we have already created that product DB file. We have creating inside the product DB. This you have seen in between the product DB and the home page while you click on commit button. Okay. Now what we have to do? Now we have to fetch the result on the basis of the query which we are going to add in the input field on the home page. So let's do that. So in this we need to update our database we need to update our query according to the query. So for this we need to go to the PrismaDB and in that we have a get product over here. So here you can see that we have different functions related to which we have done it earlier in the previous videos. So we have the delete product, update product, add product, get product on the basis of the ID and the get product on the basis of query. So here you can see we have query. It is of a string type, and if we have the query, it will return the product.prisma.findMany, prisma.product.findMany, where or by with the help of title or description. So we are just fetching the query. It will that match that you type on the basis of title. It will fetch on the basis of title or on description. So we have already written this particular query. So now we have to update our detailed page, which we called as the product DB page. So once you suppose you type products 1, okay, and we can click on submit. So after loading product scene, so this particular page we have to change our result according to the query. So go to the product-db page. Inside this, what we have to do? We have to change the go to the product DB. Inside that you have the page.tsx. So product detail. No, we have to go to the product page.tsx where we are showing the listing. So here are product detail and we are changing the listing. So inside the product, this is currently there are no parameters. So for this, when we are passing the query, so we are making the search parameter available to this product page function. So for this, what we have to do? We have to type search params, which is of type search parent, which is of type query, and I am writing question mark whether it can be available or not. After that, it is of type string, and we can just close the braces over it. So we can just need to close this particular braces over it. So here you can see that we are accepting the first parameter from the URL. Okay, in the product page, in the product listing page, and it consists of first parent, query, and string. Now what we have to do? We have to pass this query to the get product because get product accepting the query which is of type string and sometime maybe also undefined. So for the query product, we just need to create a variable when they structure the query. They structure the query and making await method over here because it is a async function. We can add the a equal to await and we can type first parents. We can close this and this particular query will be passed to this particular get product. So now what we type will be accepted by this particular product page function, and after that the get product will call that on list found that product on the basis of the query which we have just shown in the PrismaDB. Okay, so here when query is available to this particular function, it will go to the PrismaDB. So it will go to the PrismaDB and get product will be, and this query will be handled by get product inside the prismadb.ts file, and after that all the things will be, and it will search the database on the basis of the title and description, and you will get the resulted on the page on the product listing page. So here we have already completed all our things. So let's go to the browser and check whether we are able to implement the form component effectively or not. So go to the browser and let's try this. So go to the home page. So for the home page, I'll just go to the localhost 3000. So here we have already on search product and the submit button. So as I have already told that we have two products. One was the product 1 and second the product 2. So I'm type product 2. Okay, let's type product 2 and press submit. And you can in between you can also do the loading product text which we have written in the product DB in the loading.tsx file inside the product DB folder. So let's do that. So we are going to search a product 2 and click on submit button. After submitting, so here you can see the result of the resulted output that you query for the product 2 and you are changing the product 2 on the result and the product DB page. So now again, if we go to the home page and type for the product 1 and click on submit, so it will provide you that product 1 will be available there. So this is how the form component is using for fetching the product on the basis of the query. So we have some key features which we need to discuss. Let's go to the slide. What are the key features of by using the form component in the Next.js? So here you can see that I have listed 4 key features. One is auto-prefetching, that when the form becomes visible, it prefetches the loading UI from the program DB route, as we have already seen from to in the resulted in the work which we have done. Now, secondly, we have the client-side navigation, that on form submission, it navigates instantly to the product page and using URL parameters. Then third, we have the loading state handling. It shows a loading indicator while fetching first result. And fourth will be the dynamic result display. Once the data is ready, result appear directly in the UI. So this is how we can use the form component in the Next.js application. Now, let's conclude our video that how powerful the form component is in Next.js. So we saw how it prefetches the loading UI when it comes into view, handle client-side navigation on form submission, and smoothly turns your first input into URL parameter. And with the for an example that when we type a first term and commit the form, it navigates instantly, showing the loading state and then display the result right in the UI, all without a full page reload. This is the perfect example of progressive enhancement and seamless user experience straight out of the box. If you find this helpful, don't forget to comment, subscribe for more content tips and tutorials. See you in the next one. Thank you.